for taking the time. And first of all, congratulations. I was so pleasantly surprised to see a young Latina chosen to take on this case that was going to get major headlines and so much attention. And I should have started off with congratulations on being named a partner.
Thank you.
And the law firm right there.
Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly. That deserves a little yes. How does that all feel right now?
It's been an honor to represent women, to represent Latina women, and just be famous for doing a good job.
What's it like now dealing with this newfound fame and attention?
You know, I just focus on the work. I'm a lawyer at the end of the day. I'm a lawyer. My life has changed, but in a lot of respects it hasn't. I'm still one of two girls and very close to my parents. My mother is here with me today, and
love that.
You know, I come to Los Angeles often. My sister is a mom and has my niece who is a piece of my heart, and I love her more than anything. My life has changed, but it also hasn't. You know, I'm just a lawyer that's doing her job and representing her clients in an advocate-forward way.
You mentioned trial, and I know Amber Heard has done sit-downs recently about the trial, which just as an outsider, it seems confusing because wasn't the whole point about the defamation, and isn't she sort of going down that same road again?
I think that the verdict speaks for itself, right? This was about Johnny getting up on the stand, telling his story, and telling the truth about what happened in that relationship. And I think he did that, and unanimously, the verdict was he was defamed.
And you'll continue to work with him if needed, correct?
Absolutely. We have another potential trial coming up in July.
And was it always in this particular space, criminal law, that you wanted to get into? As well, because there's obviously so many different areas of law. Was that always the area you wanted to work in?
I mean, yes and no. This had a criminal element to it. This trial did, but it was obviously at the heart of it. It was a defamation case, right? It was about your name and Johnny's name in particular, and his reputation and what that means. You know, to me, it's important in a defamation matter to make the jury understand that this affects all aspects of someone's life. And yes, we were talking about a big life. We were talking about Johnny Depp and a lot of money, but it could be your life, and it affects your job, your family, your friends. It's your name.
Right.
It's what you have.
That's right.
It takes someone really brave and courageous to say, you know, I've been defamed and I'm going to bring an action to put a stop to this. And I think Johnny did that.
Was law something you always wanted to get into, or something you sort of fell into?
It was something that I always felt that I would be good at. I was a mouthy child. And my parents said to my sister and me, you know, we want you to be professionals. We're not leaving you with a lot, but we are leaving you with your education. And they pushed us to be professionals. My sister's a doctor and I'm a lawyer, and I felt like I had two choices, doctor, lawyer, pick one, and they got one of each.
There you go.
So it worked out.
Great job, Mom.
Yeah.
Great. And as far as the career path that got you here, you went to school. I know you grew up in Orange County. You went to USC, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And was that the only place you considered, or you knew you wanted to stay close to home, or?
I did know I wanted to stay close to home. I mean, that was important to me. So I got into other universities, but USC was the most appealing. I got a scholarship there, and it seemed like the right fit.
I have a young Latina myself and daughter, also two boys. And when you were on TV, I remember grabbing my daughter and saying, "See, Gia, see, that's." Then he goes, "That you can be that girl right there that's on TV." So that's really, I'm going to show her this interview.
Okay.
Do it at the same time. But not just for other young Latinas, for other young girls in general. It's got to be very inspirational for a lot of young girls, and very gratifying, like you said earlier, huh?
Absolutely. I was in trial, and I had a mother take her daughter out of school and drive her to watch the trial. I saw her during one of the breaks, and she stopped me and she made me cry because she said, "I took my daughter out of school. It was important enough because I wanted her to meet you." And, you know, she said there aren't role models out there, young female Hispanic role models for her to look up to, and you've been that for her. So thank you. And again, I was really touched by that, and I don't know how it happened, but other than I was just doing my job.
And when people come up to you, what do they most commonly say?
Makes me a bit emotional, but they say, thank you for being an inspiration for my daughter or, you know, my sister. That's been the most touching part of this.
That's beautiful to see. And when you can see somebody that looks like me, it's like, wow, I can do it too. And when you don't have that, sometimes it kind of messes with you and you start to question yourself. So it's not to put more pressure on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I find it ironic too that you have a celebrity case dealing with two celebrities, and yet you seem to be the celebrity that emerged out of this case, which I think is super cool. And with that, Camille, it's funny because there's with fame, rumors start, of course, and there's the fun one about you dating Johnny Depp, which you cleared up and we know is not true. What does your boyfriend think of when he hears stuff like that?
He's wonderful and supportive and loves me and has met Johnny, knows that I've worked for Johnny for 4.5 years now. So, you know, there was no issue there ever. He's just wonderful and supportive.
Yeah, welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
There seems to be like a limited series for everything right now. Let's assume they're going to do the Camille Vasquez movie. Who would you cast to play you?
I think I should leave that to the casting directors. They get paid a lot of money to do that. I don't know. Some wonderful Latina, hopefully, actress that, what is her name? Eva Longoria.
There you go.
There's been
Yes.
some people have said, you know, I look a little bit like them. So.
It's so good.